Hello, how's it going, guys? This is your boy Z Hut, and I'm about to make a video about a specific topic that's been going on for a couple years. And I try not to make this a political channel, and if I want to talk about something going on politically, I'm not going to endorse anybody. I don't endorse politicians. But for the past couple of years, I have been trying to find a solution to the labor shortage that is going on and why people do not want to return to work. Now, I am currently working a day job because at the end of the day, I need to eat, I need to pay my bills. But it's been a bit of a struggle because being out on the field, being a welder, a carpenter, etc., you see how badly the labor field has been affected. And post 2020, I was all about let's go back and get back to normal. That we collectively as a society, if we looked forward and not looked back, we could come back stronger. Because I'm not a person who has liked to give up or stop when a situation wasn't benefiting me as much as I thought. Even though, honestly, I'm feeling like I should change that about myself and learn when to step away from something. But it's hard to look at the current situation we find ourselves in of more and more people kind of giving up as the days go on, to where I don't want to ignore the cries that this is honestly a cry for help. Because going through what I have gone through, I have been in a few places over the past couple years with workers that really didn't care about getting the job done, managers who should not have been in management position, bosses who refused to pay me, and you start to understand why no one really wants to go back to work anymore. Now, do I think that sitting on social media all day and going on TikTok and Facebook and YouTube all day is the solution? Probably not, because then nothing collectively gets done in this world. But the amount of people who have kind of thrown in the towel has been astounding, almost to the point where, you know, the people who are going to go in there with good intentions are going to get punished, myself included. Because there have been times where I have wanted to get good at a job and I have wanted to master the entire floor of wherever I was working at, only to realize that office politics and everything is like that. And just kind of understanding the kind of politics that go on in a workplace, to the point where it kind of gets harder for me to want to get up and go work for somebody else. In fact, I'm trying to start my own one-man solo operation. I don't want to give away any details about that, but I really want to get that operation going and work for myself full-time, because working for someone else who is negligent of their squad or their team and honestly does not care whether they have good employees or not, it's starting to affect my mental health. And if I'm not thinking right, I'm not doing anything. But what I can do is admit that I was wrong to ignore the people who did not want to work anymore. Because I grew up in a very pull yourself up by your bootstraps family, and I've been hearing that a lot while I was growing up. But then you leave the nest and get out on your own, and you start to see that a lot of people don't have that mentality. And you start to understand that outside of your circle, there's people who have different situations where it's hard to be as hopeful and it's hard to be as optimistic. And especially the people that I've seen companies have to scrape by with. I have plenty of horrible work stories that I could make separate videos of. But coming back post 2020, I figured that us as a society, we're in this together, because that's what you read on Facebook all the time, all the virtue signaling memes that people like to post. Only to realize that a lot of people you work with have their own specific ego, and they will pick high school mentality over professional mentality every day. And you start to understand why people don't want to work anymore. Is because not only is the cost of living going up exponentially and the amount of wages that people are making are not going up, but when you have to deal with a bunch of silly stuff, only to realize that the workforce that we currently have is very selfish and ego driven, you finally start to get it that it's just not worth the hassle anymore. And as depressing as it is, we do have a lot of people out there who would rather just enjoy their 2 last months of having a home than go back and try and scrape by so they can prolong this rat race that they're taking a part of. Do I think it's a hopeless situation? No, because I'm not a black pillar, but I am a red pill kind of person, and I do want to look at things objectively and realistically. But if I were try and make this presentation to one of the managers I've worked for, or what they can do to make sure that they can fill their positions, because a lot of positions I have left are still looking to fill that position. So I know that the problem was not me as a worker, because I'm just one of those guys that wants to go out, do a good job, come back home, and live my life. But realistically, I don't think people have the temperament or even the patience anymore to try and hear a "we need to get it together" talk. Because one, I can't change anybody's mind on how they feel. And two, I've learned that people are not as logic-based as I once thought. But the solution I see is that society collectively were to wake up and realize that giving up now is going to result in some really bad stuff for them in the future. And it's going to affect their children and their children's children. But I can certainly look up and look at reality and kind of see that that solution is just not realistic. I just don't think in modern day, with the way the world's going and the way people are acting right now, that there's going to be any hope. At least for people to wake up and realize that collectively, if we kind of like actually came together, like their Facebook posts have been saying for a decade, that we might actually make things better for a lot of people. But I don't know if I can expect that from people anymore, because from what I've seen over the past couple of years post 2020 and how it's affected people's mental health, I don't think people have that level of reason left in them. Now, there's a lot of exceptions to the rule, but I'm recalibrating how I'm going about living my life so I could continue working and preserve my mental health. But aside from that, I just wanted to say that I really hope things turn around, and I did want to make a final statement that I was wrong about the pull yourself up by your bootstrap mentality. I mean, personally, I'm going to continue going because I'm not a person who likes to quit. But part of me is kind of feeling like the workforce has a solution, but it's just not going to see it. Because it's easy to blame who's in office and who's running the show and the world leaders and everything like that. But often what I do see is society, points to all those people, and they never look at themselves as individuals, and asking 8 billion people to do that simultaneously, it's just not realistic. And I really hope that I am wrong, but I think from the treatment I've gotten and the treatment I've seen other workers get, I understand why no one wants to go back to work anymore, and we can't just force people back. But that's what I had to say. I've been wanting to make this video because I was looking for a good way to say it, but this is one of those videos where I don't know if there's a good way to say this stuff. And I wish everyone the best of luck right now. I wish them good luck in their future, and I think it's time to keep on pressing forward and keep on trying, and that's what it is. Have a good day.